Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of The Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see the founder at least twice a day. Guys say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, you see, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, still giving away a free flamethrower with every IT purchase. Yes, of course, it does, in fact, come with a fun Picatinny rail adapter, so you can mount it to any standard AR-15. Go to toppingtechnologies.com and click the flamethrower button to learn more, or click the URL in the video description below. Lastly, trying to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going over to the business part of the podcast, you have Lucid CEO abruptly resigns. Oh, gee, I wonder why. Again, not financial advice. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stock ticker today. Spoiler alert, it's actually cheaper to buy Lucid stock than it is to buy a Starbucks coffee. Now, granted, that's not saying a lot since Starbucks coffee costs like $50 these days after you have to tip the person, but let's say it costs more than McDonald's coffee, which that'd be saying something. Now, again, not financial advice, they're currently trading for $2.26 per share, which, yeah, spoiler alert, that's not great. And what was their peak? I think they peaked at $52.94 per share. Yeah, it's like a really bad roller coaster. They've been going down for quite some time. 5-year trend, they've dropped, oh, geez Louise, they've gone down by 77.2%. I mean, year to date, down 28%, or sorry, 25%. In the past year, they're down 28%. And 6 months, they're down, geez Louise, 47.07%. And 1 month, they're down 17.82%. And week down, they're down 32%. So, yeah, the stock's not doing great. The market cap is down to, again, relative to the industry, a measly $6.79 billion. And yeah, their things aren't looking great, though. Again, thankfully, they have Saudi Arabia, which, spoiler, one of the major investors in Lucid. Saudi Arabia, I believe, is the retirement account over there, their pension fund. And Saudi Arabia wants to pivot to be a tech country, not oil, which we'll see how that pans out. But they're giving incentives for every manufacturer, every tech company to have a headquarters there in the region. And Lucid's only manufacturer site outside the US is, lo and behold, in Saudi Arabia. So again, not financial advice, but to me, you have a country with basically unlimited money that could potentially prop you up. I'm not saying they will, but to me, that's the only saving grace they have. Now, granted, unlike some EV companies, they have gotten to the point where they're actually producing vehicles. You see them about once every 3 years. I'm kidding. Although even in DFW on the road, I've seen one. And I go outside the house more than once a week. Don't get me wrong. But it's the thing where I see the local dealership or, the showroom, man, looks pretty nice and they have the cars there. But in terms of seeing one like without a dealer plate, I mean, that's pretty small anecdotal evidence. Now, going to motor1.com to dive into the specific article, where again, I believe, what was it, Q3 last year, Elon was roasting the compensation package for Lucid CEO because they're giving him a lot of cash, which, again, most CEOs prefer to get most of the compensation in stock because, again, the goal of them is to grow the business and grow the stock, the value for the shareholders. There's a very big mutual relationship and benefit for them to work harder, make better decisions. It's pretty common. I mean, famously, I think, who was it? Jeff Bezos took well, it's still a lot of money, but I think it was about $56,000 per year salary. And I mean, shoot, most of them take $1. Now, this is brought to us thanks to Chris Smith over at motor1.com. There you can see the CEO of Lucid, which at least he did suit up. He did one thing that was right in his career. He did suit up, as all men should always. Everyone always looks good. And it's a great way to stand out from the crowd when you go shopping at the Walmart. I'm like the only guy wearing the suit when I'm getting groceries, but I partially digress. I got credited to Chris Smith, and I guess I'll put one of those vehicles on the screen. They're a funny-looking SUV, which, again, they'll probably sell a few. And then they say, quote, Lucid Motors CEO Peter Ralston is stepping down. In an official press release from the automaker, the ex-boss will remain connected to the company as a... This is definitely just like a title. I don't think he's actually going to be doing anything. Very politically correct. Like, he's still going to help us out. Not really. He's going to be a, quote, strategic technical advisor to the chairman of the board, but will relinquish all his CEO duties effective immediately, which, come on, folks, doesn't it remind you of Michael Scott from The Office, assistant to the manager? he's going to be the strategic advisor to the chairman, which, again, that just makes me laugh out loud. Now, they continue saying, quote, Rawlinson has been with Lucid since the company's official launch in 2016. In a statement, he didn't explain why he decided to step down, aside simply saying it was time. And he says, quote, now that we, sorry, this is not supposed to be a joke. Now that we've successfully launched the Lucid Gravity, which it is in production, I'll give him that much, which, again, from going from prototype to actual manufacturing is a momentous, it's a big achievement, but these aren't exactly flying off the shelves yet. He says, I've decided it's finally the right time for me to step aside from my roles at Lucid. I'm incredibly proud of the accomplishments that the Lucid team have achieved together through my tenure of these past 12 years. We grew from a tiny company with a big ambition to a widely recognized technological world leader in sustainable mobility. He's not doing stand-up or a joke. Sustainable mobility? Your cars are disposable. In 10 years, they're trash. They go to the dump. Again, the Achilles heel for the EVs, every EV, is the lithium-ion batteries. Pretty dangerous, pretty hard to recycle, and not a great shelf life. My Honda Civic Si, which I'm biased, I love cars with 3 pedals, so I shall have that by default. It'll last decades, like my parents' Honda Accord, due to the gas engine. But I partially digress. Back to his quote. We went from got sustainable mobility. It has been an honor to have led and grown this remarkable, true world-class organization because Lucid has always been first and foremost about team effort. The time has come for me to hand the baton to that very team, which I guess is a kind of cliche high school sports balls metaphor. I guess there's no sports balls in the running, but nevertheless, it is technically a sport. They say his departure comes as the long-awaited Gravity is on the cusp of finally reaching buyers. Is the Initially revealed in 2020, the production version debuted in late 2023, but we've yet to see it reach any dealerships. The Grand Touring trim and the starting price of $94,900 is available for order now, folks. Click that button. Or for free, click the subscribe button. Infinitely better ROI. They say the $79,900 Gravity Tour will become available in late 2025, which for business, that makes sense. You usually have the more profitable item out there first because, again, instead of the manufacturing, the tooling for the new vehicle, you want to do the most profitable thing first because, again, you need to pay for all of that. So I understand the order of release. I'm not going to blame him for that. They say Rawlinson's departure also comes at a time when the future of fully electric vehicles is unclear, both politically and in terms of waning demand. In any case, he's leaving the company after a very strong year with 10,241 sales, which, again, is laughable from a major automotive manufacturer capability, but to their credit, is a 71% increase versus 2023. Now, CEO is going to be interim, is going to be Mark Winteroff. He says, quote, Lucid's technology leadership is now well established and our roadmap well defined. I'm honored to step into this role as we enter the next stage of our transformational journey, and I look forward to the capitalization on the tremendous opportunities this presents. Our team remains focused on further ramping production of the Lucid Gravity, preparing for the launch of 3 mid-sized platform vehicles, and continuing to develop our low-cost Atlas drive unit while we aggressively reduce our costs, which, again, to his credit, that is another issue with EVs. Most of them have major cost. Some companies like General Motors are able to offset those costs. So GM is losing money on the Chevy Blaze EVs. You hear about stories that are getting leases on a Chevy Blazer EV for like $100 per month, which, again, at that price point, GM is losing money, though they are manufacturing large quantities, so the cost is getting decreased in the aggregate, or the cost per unit does decrease. But yeah, we'll see if Lucid can make it. You also have record high interest rates for automobiles right now, and there's rumors that Trump is going to get rid of the $7,500 tax benefit for EV purchases. And also, the fastest growing consumer segment in terms of what cars people are buying in the United States is hybrids, which, again, I find abhorrent because it sells a battery and it's a disposable vehicle. However, that's where the market is moving. The rate of adoption for EVs is decreasing. Again, the sales are going up, but the rate is decreasing. So we'll see how much effect this has, and we'll see how viable Lucid could be in the future. I mean, they are growing, but they still have that comically high price point, which, again, when Tesla first came out, they did too. But we'll see. Let me know in the comments, do you think, and again, their stock has taken such a beating, do you think there's any way, do you think Lucid really has a chance of becoming a major automobile company? And have you ever seen one on the road? Let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback. letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.